In this video, we are going to show you how to find the probability of independent and dependent events.
Here's the general definition of independent and dependent events. If an event is independent, the occurrence of an event does not affect the occurrence of another event. If it is dependent, the occurrence of an event affects the occurrence of another event.
So now we're going to show you 3 examples that you can determine whether they are independent or dependent. So for this first example, we have your hair color and your grades in school. So now just take a minute and determine whether this is a dependent event or an independent event. So that problem was an independent event because the grades you get in school doesn't have anything to do with your hair color, so they're completely different subjects.
Here's another example to try. Does where you park affect getting a parking ticket? If this was dependent, you'd be correct, because depending on where you park can affect whether you get a parking ticket or not.
So for this third example, we have winning the lottery and how many tickets you buy. Now just take a minute and think whether these are independent or dependent events. This one's a dependent event because the more tickets you buy, the greater chance you have to win the lottery.
So now we're going to teach you how to solve the probability of an independent event. We're going to start with car 3, so probability times 3, and then the probability of getting car 3 is 1, and we have 10 cars, so it's over 10. Then if we replace car 6, then we would do P times 6 equals 1 over 10. So this is the equation you use to find for an independent event. Plug in your numbers. So after you plugged it in, this is what the equation should look like. 1 over 10 times 1 times 10 equals 100, which is your probability.
So now we're going to do a dependent example. So we're going to find if 2 frogs are chosen at random, what is the probability of choosing a normal frog? So we have 7 frogs and 3 princes and 10 frogs overall for the group. So our question is, if we have 2 frogs that are chosen at random, what is the probability of choosing a normal frog? So since we have the 7 frogs, we want to choose a normal one. We're going to have the 7 out of 10 on the first chance. And then since we're not putting that frog back into the group, we're only going to have 6 out of 9 for that second chance. And then to find out what the probability of getting the 2 normal frogs, you're going to take that 7/10 times the 6/9. So this equals 42 over 90, which comes out to 46.6%. So just a recap on that. So we started out with that 7 frogs out of 10. And then for that second part, since we're not going to put that frog back into the group, we're going to get rid of him. And then that leaves us with our 6/9. And then in order to get that probability, we just multiply them together and you get your percentage.